Welcome to Dualshock'd, the Brotherhood of Geeks PlayStation podcast. Please go ahead and like, subscribe, and follow us on our channel. I'm one of your hosts, Brett J. Rasmussen, and over here I got my other co-host,
Guru Blaz.
Yeah! What is up, Guru Blaz?
Oh, not too much.
What's up, my man?
I'm just hanging out.
Just hanging out?
Yeah.
Just chilling?
Yeah.
Chilling like a villain?
As much as I can.
As much as you can. But I think that rhymed.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure.
What, chilling like a villain?
Chilling like a... Well, no, because you said chilling like a can or something. I don't remember. I barely remember what I say anymore.
It's alright.
But yeah. So what's been going on, Guru Blaz? Talk to me. What's been going on, buddy?
Oh, not too much. I mean, the weather went to shit the other day.
Oh, yeah.
Now it's raining, which is better, but not great.
Because it snows for like a day, and then it melts the next day because we live in Wisconsin.
Yep.
It's all weird. Like,
Yep.
I know.
It's not surprising, but it's still annoying.
Exactly. It's like, cause I'm like, oh man.
Yeah,
60-degree weather.
I'm ready. Yeah, because we got tantalized with super nice days, and then it just snows on the weekend, and you're just like, well, what the hell?
Because like during the nights it's like 30 degrees or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, man, no.
But outside of that, I've been playing Mortal Kombat, obviously.
Yeah.
And One Finger Death Punch 2 finally came out, so I've been playing that.
Nice.
It's like probably one of my favorite like indie games because I beat the first one years ago, and then all of a sudden like the second one came out on Steam, and I've been playing that, and it's awesome.
Nice.
Let's see. Outside of that, I mean, I played a little bit of The Surge. I've been kind of doing that here and there.
Yeah.
Played a little Mass Effect to get farther in the first one because I've never beaten any of them in their entirety.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely going to be having relations with Liara at some point soon.
Ooh, baby.
The dialogue is getting spicy. Although, for the record, Tali's my favorite.
Okay.
Just, I love her character design and her personality.
Okay.
But yeah, that's pretty much what I've been doing.
Nice. For me,
I still haven't seen Avengers, but I'm going to soon.
Have you been spoiled by in-game yet? Good, because anyone like hashtag don't spoil the in-game. Be like Doctor Strange, who has seen it 14 million times and still didn't spoil it. I, on the other hand, have, and I loved it. It was awesome. I don't know if it's like because I'm still in like the honeymoon phase of the movie right now, but I'm like, that is the best superhero movie that I have seen. It's great, and I'm just gonna stop there before I start geeking out. But you need to go see it, Guru Blaz.
Oh, I'm gonna see it.
It's great. It's so good. But anyway, outside of seeing Avengers multiple times, I've been playing Mortal Kombat 11 also, and we'll be doing a review of Mortal Kombat 11 on the Brotherhood of Geeks. But just kind of little tidbits, kind of first impressions. Story mode is great. I love the campaign.
Fighting mechanics are solid.
And they always have been.
Yeah, I wasn't surprised, but they did add a lot of cool stuff. I kind of like how they replaced the X-ray meter.
Yeah,
I like the Fatal Blow better because you can only use it once per round. Mm-hmm. And the thing is, if you miss, you still get to use it.
Yep.
So it's like that's not that's taken out as a problem, and it makes it much more like poignant when you do it's much more of a strategic use.
Yeah.
And they still have the defense and the attack bars for your extended combos, which is nice.
Yep.
And they did make some alterations to how combos are performed a little bit.
Yeah.
But I really like what they did. Like, it's all timing, which it always has been, but it's a lot more fluid now. Obviously, it looks great.
Oh, yeah.
And, all the frame animations, everything is super smooth. The crushing blows is super cool.
Yeah.
I think that pretty much replaced Toasties. I don't know if Toasties are still... I hope they are.
I know.
But I don't know.
haven't seen Toasties,
I know X has Toasties. I got two in a match.
Really?
Once.
I have yet when I played...
And I didn't know this at the time, but if you get a Toastie in Mortal Kombat X or 9, you actually get, stat boosts to your character. You get, increased damage.
Huh.
Nothing will change, but it actually gives you, like some advantages if you can get a toasty. It basically like gives you additional damage and speed and
Interesting.
stuff.
I personally have never.
Because I've gotten the most I've gotten her in 9, but I was actually showing someone the game for the first time and playing again. It was this girl that I know, and I was playing against her, and I got 2 toasties in the same match.
Oh wow.
And and the thing is, it's like they're not really easy to get. It's like I know it has like if you pull off a really slick uppercut is usually how it works, but I don't know because I've looked it up, but I don't know the exact way to initiate it.
Yeah,
It's kind of vague. It's like you just gotta, it'll just happen.
Has to happen,
and then it just pops out. Mm-hmm. And yeah, but it was nuts.
That's great. I mean, mind you, I haven't seen that, but I love the crushing blows, which it feels like it happened.
I did one with Kitana.
Oh, nice.
And it like was literally it was a square boost, so it literally just shows her ass just crushing this dude's face. Like it was funny.
Yeah, and like the thing is that there have been some some people controversies with it with the new character design, especially for Jade and Katana, which I don't know.
I don't know. I think. I mean.
I love the character designs.
I do. I think they look great. I think it's cool that they updated it and they made it like they made them more realistic and like how they're different. They're technically different ethnicities. Mm-hmm. Like even though they're from Outworld, like Jade's Adenian, and she wasn't in 10, but Tanya, I think her name was. Yeah. She was an Adenian, and they had that like olive skin. And she also had a staff-based weapon. Yeah, no. But Kitana was obviously, if you know the story, she was Shao Kahn basically stole her. Mm-hmm. So she's from a different area as well. Yeah. And Shao Kahn himself, like you actually get to see his face. He's like a weird lizard thing. I don't really know. I don't know. I've never seen any other creature like him.
I don't know. But like again, I think
because you got the Tarkatan, you got the whatever Devora's race is, the name of the insects, and then I guess all the regular people.
Yeah. Again, I think we'll dive deeper into that in our review, along with the microtransactions.
But I'm just glad they brought Jade back because she's one of my favorite. I just love bow staff characters, and Jade's amazing.
Oh yeah, and also the microtransactions. In the game, which I'm still kind of feeling it out, but I can see why there are people upset about it. But again,
I guess for me, like I don't know if it's because I haven't gotten that in depth with the extra features because I've gone through Crypt a little bit. I played some towers. I wasn't able. I mean, the tower I played just because I had to go do something. I wasn't able to defeat Chronica within a few tries because she's just an absolute bitch. Yeah. But. I mean, I guess for me, like, with the stuff I'm unlocking in the crypt, I guess for me, like, I can earn coins by fighting. So I guess I personally don't see the main issue. Because I guess for me, microtransactions, like, I've never really played a game where they affected me. Mm-hmm. Because I guess most of the games I play never have them. Yeah. Not, like, because that's the one thing I look for, but it just happens to be that way. Yeah. And I mean, I don't know. I guess like playing through Mortal Kombat's like I don't know. Like I can play the game the way that I want to play it. There's extra features that I don't have that are there. You can. I guess I'm actually curious to go look into the creating your own AI. Mm-hmm. Like you can create your own AI and then have them fight people.
Yeah, that's a feature that came from Injustice 2.
Oh,
that's an Injustice. You could do that in Injustice 2. So that's what I like. That is one thing I like. I applaud NetherRealm on is that they take kind of whether good or bad, they take aspects from all of their other games, kind of what people liked, what they liked, or whatever, and they move it into the next game. Mm-hmm. Like they kept the variations, but now you can add gear to your character.
I think that's cool though. Yeah. Like they create a bunch of assets where you can modify your character's appearance. Being able to create your own variants is awesome. Yeah. Like as many as you really want. They give you 2 to start, and then you can like pick different moves, and that's really. I mean, I still have. I fucked with it a little bit, but I need to delve deep into that because that's will literally change the entire game for that character. Yeah, depending on what moveset you have and all of that stuff.
Yeah, and I don't want.
I think that's awesome though that they did that.
Oh yeah, and look, I don't want to dig too deep. I just want to kind of give initial impressions, which
I'm gonna get a drink.
Yeah. He has to go ahead and get a drink. I totally understand that, but but yeah, with Mortal Kombat, I've been playing that, but also I've been playing. I've been playing Mortal Kombat, but I haven't been able to get into Days Gone, only because I'm right now, we're playing through Mortal Kombat. Ooh, there we go. Got to go ahead and play through.
Days Gone.
There you go. I know what I'm thinking. I'm smart. There you go. He's much better. He got a drink. Yeah. But Mortal Kombat just came out, so but we will also be reviewing Days Gone also, because that's a PlayStation exclusive, PlayStation podcast. Yeah. But anyway, should we get going? Awesome. Let's go ahead and begin with our first segment. News of the Nation!
Sounded like a dying bird.
I did. My voice...
Yeah.
My voice actually got thrown out, so that's why
why?
I
Too much screaming at the wrestling matches on TV?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Just getting mad, getting upset. That's why I'm looking forward to AEW. Alright, let's begin. First news topic I have today, is that Kingdom Hearts 3, the next Kingdom Hearts 3 update will be adding a critical mode for free, along with, there's going to be new DLC coming. So, this is coming from... So, the critical mode is coming from Square Enix. This is coming from Square Enix. But also, we have more on the DLC. So, first from Square Enix, Kingdom Hearts 3 will be getting the long-awaited critical mode on April 23rd, which is already out. So, if you have Kingdom Hearts 3, you can already do the update, and you can play in critical mode right now. Critical mode is the hardest mode that has been in every Kingdom Hearts game out there. Tetsuya Nomura, director of the franchise, has previously been hinting at this throughout earlier in the year. So that's with the critical mode. Now, with the new DLC, this comes from Twitter user, I apologize if I messed this up. I believe it's Yanolin Gaming. And she tweeted at this because she was at the Kingdom Hearts Orchestra. At the orchestra, Tetsuya Nomura just announced that the upcoming DLC contents of it. The temporary title right now is called, quote, Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind. It's paid DLC, which adds an additional scenario of Remind, a limit episode with a boss, plus a boss, secret episode plus a boss, and then you have the English voiceover option, so you can get the English dub. And then for free, it's a free update, free DLC, you get a new Keyblade and a new form with that Keyblade. So that will be interesting. It probably is a world that's like, either it's a world that they're going to be adding in, or it would be something else. We already know that it can't be Marvel or Star Wars because of contract reasons. We've discussed that on a past News of the Nation episode. But I would probably think they would bring back Aladdin.
Yeah.
I think they would bring back Aladdin.
That was
because
like
it's
probably one of the most fun parts of the original was Agrabah.
Along with, well, also because of the live-action Aladdin movie.
Yeah.
Out too.
Or Lion King.
Ooh, yeah.
Because it's the same reason.
True, but I mean, I could see that.
Or if they're really, on the ball,
okay,
I think they'll do the Jungle Book because that would be dope.
The Jungle Book, is that what you would personally like?
Or Alice in Wonderland.
Oh yeah,
that'd be fun.
I know this will never, ever, ever, ever happen, but I would love to see if they had Atlantis, the Lost Empire world. Oh,
that'd be dope.
That would be
a gorgeous looking world.
Oh yeah.
Probably get some cool runic Keyblade that I don't know, does something.
Oh,
water-based.
Dude, you could do like the
you'd have the.
You could do the last, like the world starts in like when
Treasure Planet.
Ooh yeah, that would be rad too. Like give me
because it's a planet
exactly,
and there's space travel, so it would perfectly work.
Exactly. Yes, that would be great.
Like, I think it's one of the most underrated Disney. I mean, it's not amazing. It has like a low score too on like Rotten Tomatoes, I think.
But it has a cult following.
But I love that movie.
It's
animated, gorgeous. I want that solar hang parasailing thing.
Oh yeah,
that he has.
Yeah,
there's great characters.
Oh man, like that would be fun. That would be great.
You know, it would be hilarious.
What?
The Rescuers.
No, it'd be even more hilarious.
The Great Mouse Detective.
That, mind you, that would be rad, just regardless, because that movie's great. Nah, I would say Goofy movie. That's like, it would make.
But they couldn't do that because Goofy's already a main character.
No, but like you could do the Goofy sees himself. That would be.
I guess if it were a parallel universe version of him, but then I mean, that wouldn't even surprise me because Kingdom Hearts plot is so convoluted. Like they could probably just get away with that.
Oh yeah. Again, I can't see that one. That's just me being.
I just want to see.
That's me being ballsy.
I just want a mini game where I'm at a Power Line concert.
Yes, please.
Or like just Sora skateboarding on a half pipe.
That's great.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that would be great. Yeah, but I honestly think the whatever the scenario or world or whatever, I would definitely say that at least the Keyblade would definitely probably be either Aladdin or Lion King. I can see that. I just think it's going to be Aladdin more because we have nothing connected
Fantasia.
to that.
Imagine if they had that as a world.
Man. Oh,
you have to fight Chernobog or something.
Oh, but that would be rad.
Well, I mean, he's like basically the root of all like evil in the Disney universe.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and you have to see Fantasia to know it, but he basically is like behind everything.
Yeah. So yeah, but let's move on. Next topic. Square Enix has announced their E3 conference date and time. This is from their Twitter account. Square Enix has announced their next plans for E3 2019 and has revealed that they'll be hosting a, quote, special broadcast on Monday, June 10th at 6 p.m. Pacific Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 8 p.m. Central Time. So it'll be 8 p.m. for us.
Right.
To showcase an exciting lineup of titles. Square Enix has announced this on Twitter, as I've said before, but I said nothing else about it. No specific titles being shown or anything else. But what is interesting about this is that the time slot that they are in has been PlayStation's time slot for the past few years. They've been the one ending on Monday. Which we already know that PlayStation has already stated that they'll be not appearing at E3 this year. But the two things that I would definitely have to say that we need to see is one, Final Fantasy VII Remake, and then the Avengers project that they are still working on.
Yeah, I'm curious to know what that's going to eventually be.
So hopefully that this press conference from Square Enix is going to be much, much better than that tiny little show that we got, broadcast that we got last year. It was it was just Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and then The Quiet Man, which, and it was just a bunch of nothing. It was really, Shadow of the Tomb Raider we already knew was coming out very, close to that E3 or whatever. We already knew about Shadow.
Right.
So it was so lackluster. I mean, it was barely even a show. But this one, I'm really hoping they can just go, okay, big guns. We see Kingdom Hearts 3, we actually know what this paid DLC is. A trailer for that. A trailer for the Avengers project, and a trailer for Final Fantasy VII Remake, and some new stuff from their U.S. built developers. That would be great. I don't know. Is there anything else? No, I don't think so. No. Let's move on. Next topic. I know you're going to get a kick out of this, Guru. The Bloodborne board game hits its Kickstarter goal in less than 20 minutes. Bloodborne, the board game, which is based on the game made by From Software, hits its Kickstarter goal of $200,000 in less than 20 minutes with pledges of $90. So just people throwing 90, 90, 90, 90, 90, 90, 90. At the time of this recording, right now, it has reached the goal of $2,064,913 with 15 days left of its campaign. It is designed by Michael Chanel and Eric M. Lang. Bloodborne, the board game, also allows you to play as one of 4 hunters and the ability to explore Yharnam in a whole new way, although it still has the same terrors, beasts, and monsters from the PS4 game, including the Cleric Beast, Vicar Amelia, Father Cascone, the Blood-Starved Beast, and 28 other monsters. Since it has now already been funded, the backers can pretty much expect their game in May of 2020. So what do you think about that, Guru?
I mean, that's awesome. I'm gonna play it. I mean,
are you gonna throw money at this game so you could?
I don't have $90 to donate.
It doesn't have to be 90. It's higher tier. It's
I assume that's what they would.
I don't believe so. I'm pulling up the Kickstarter right now.
Let me take a look.
It looks cool. Like you have all
nice.
these. Like you have to connect. It looks like you have to like kind of create the board yourself. There's a bunch of stuff. You have upgrades. You have a bunch.
It definitely looks awesome.
Yep. You have 4 different hunters. All of that. Let's see. Let's go and see. I want to see the tiers going all the way down. Yep. Yeah. You have optional buys. There's. Yargle, the Unseen Village. So
you know what? I'd say I would donate, but they're already far and away. They raised over $2 million for a board game that they only need $200,000 for. I think that they probably got more than.
I know. Like they've hit crazy. Like I'm surprised yet not surprised all at the same time because people love Bloodborne.
I do. I love Bloodborne. It's one of my favorite games.
I know, and like it doesn't surprise me, but wow, like two million, like over $2 million for that. Like they only needed 200,000. Like,
yeah,
that's crazy. Honestly, I think what the Eric and Michael should do is that they should use that money to go, hey, local board game shops throughout the U.S. Like use this so that way they can sell it in stores.
Sure,
that would be really good. It looks rad. It looks really cool. So
I'm always down for a good board game.
Oh yeah, and like with the way it looks very true to the PS4 game.
You're like as close as you could get to the mechanics of the game.
Mm-hmm, yeah. That's rad. That's awesome. Good for them. Good for Michael and Eric. That's awesome. I do look forward to play this with my friends. This looks great. But let's move on. Next topic. The next Call of Duty game may have been announced in the weirdest way. So, several NFL and NCAA football players, or NCAA is college football, attended a private Call of Duty event in Nashville to test out the next Call of Duty game, and they may have revealed the title of the game. Our user on Reddit uploaded a video from one of the players' Instagram and slowed it down, and then also added subtitles. The words Modern Warfare 4 and Kill Streaks can be heard, leading to many to believe that the next title is Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4, which has been rumored for a while now.
Then they can even it out with the Black Ops series.
Infinity Ward is the current developer to release their game this year because of how the cycle works. Which that wouldn't surprise me. And this comes from thegamer.com. Which I watched the video myself and I really cannot pick it up. I barely can pick it up at all. I
haven't seen the video, but I mean, I'm sure that's going to happen though. I honestly feel like it's like that would be the next title they would do, because otherwise they're not going to make a Black Ops 5 right now.
No, that's Treyarch, and Modern Warfare sells better, because they tried to do.
When they made it backwards compatible, people were picking up Modern Warfare 2, which is my personal favorite, for 360, left and right.
Yeah, so I mean, going Modern Warfare 4 would be the smartest move because they had Black Ops 4, might as well do Modern Warfare.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
And again, people have been saying we want boots in the ground, we don't want double jumping and super jumps, we don't want to play Titanfall because we want to play Call of Duty, which. Again, I don't play Call of Duty. It's not my kind of thing. It's not my cup of tea.
I play it every now and again. And then they released the original Modern Warfare for free. I downloaded that and it's free, so I got it.
Oh well, yeah, Waffle Plus. But
right.
When it first came out.
Oh no, yeah.
When it first came out, you had to get.
I'll play it every now and again. Usually the only time I play it, in recent memories, my roommate likes it. And other friends of mine, when they come over, will play it, and I'll just get a few rounds in before I'm okay, we're playing something else. I can only play. I can't play it for. It's not games like that. I can't play for hours.
Where fighting games like Mortal Kombat, you could have spent days playing Mortal Kombat.
Right, because there's more. There's more to it for me. I'm trying to figure out how to explain this. Because it's I can't say one type of gameplay is innately better than another because it's completely subjective.
Oh yeah, of course, it's all.
But
preference.
for me personally, a fighting game offers me more in the realm of strategy and like, I think hand-to-hand combat or weapon combat is much more fun, and like you can do a lot more with it because of the way combos work and all the different aspects of what goes into a different fighting games, as opposed to Call of Duty, which has pretty much been the same thing. Not to say that fighting games aren't similar and also haven't been the same, but it's like there's not enough. Like, running around and shooting, like, it's just a little bit, like, there's other repetitive games that I enjoy more than that, and I can't invest myself in hours of that type of game.
I also think that fighting games, like Mortal Kombat 11 just came out. We don't get a fighting game. We don't get a fighting game from the same company every year. I don't even think we get a fighting game every year.
DOA 6 and Soul Calibur 6 were outside of MK11 now, were the only two real releases of note. BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle was last year.
Soul Calibur was Soul Calibur last year, or was it earlier this year?
It was one of the two. Yeah. Regardless, that's like within the last year, like last year coming in.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Outside of that, I mean, and there's obviously a bunch of indie ones. I mean, the biggest one I know of was Omen of Sorrow, which I haven't bought because it's too expensive.
I have no idea, so I don't know.
It made it to disc. Like, it's in stores. Okay. It's called Omen of Sorrow. I played a demo of it. It's fun. It's just like, it's a little too bare bones for me to pay full price for it. Okay. I'll wait till it gets cheaper.
No, I get you.
Like, it's a solid fighting game, don't get me wrong. What I want is them to remake Bloody Roar. That's what I want.
I agree. I would love to see a Bloody Roar game.
Like, just completely rebuild it.
Yeah. But, like, and also, when it comes to, like, esports also, I think it's more interesting to see,
and Tekken 7.
Oh, yeah.
Those are probably, other than those, really, like, it's few and far between, too.
But it's not, we don't get a yearly fighting game.
Yeah, you don't.
And there are some years where, I think it's just like within the past 2 or 3 years we've gotten a AAA fighting game. But like there's times where we just don't. Mm-hmm. And also,
and I suppose Super Smash Brothers could be considered.
No, that's definitely
that probably covers them all.
Yeah, but like what I would definitely say is that like, it's, in my opinion, it's more fun watching in esports, watching like 2 professional fighting game players go at it than
watching somebody play Fortnite or Call of Duty.
And again, this is all subjective. This is all.
I just personally, it's like mind numbing for me to watch someone run around and shoot stuff. Like, when it comes to a fighting game, it's like the amount of like pinpoint accuracy and knowledge of like the mechanics of the game, which are much more extensive and deep than a shooter just by nature. Like Street Fighter 2 is still more complicated to play than Call of Duty is.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff you can do in a Call of Duty game. I'm not, and certain Call of Duty games have more than others, like Advanced War, adding all that stuff in.
Yeah.
But still, it's not the same as like, that stuff is, all of your skills are either passive or you earn through the act of like just shooting someone.
Yeah.
Which is not as easy as pulling off like an extended combo or a special move at a split second blocking, like things like, there's so much more that you have to do when you're playing a fighting game. That you have to keep in mind. And even if you're watching it, like, it's the same reason UFC is popular. It's because it's just like, seeing that man-on-man, like, just seeing how someone can basically formulate a strategy faster than the other.
Yeah.
And their general, like, knowledge and muscle memory with whatever game that they're invested in.
Or the reason why I like, again, even though wrestling is, like, partially predetermined, it's about the athleticism of these wrestlers. Regardless of the story that they're telling, it's still, I watch wrestling for the wrestling skill that these athletes, these wrestlers can do. But I mean, I'm not surprised if this, like, it honestly should be Modern Warfare 4. But the video, honestly, I'm going to wait for we see an official trailer from Activision.
And I don't know if I'd pick it up right away or not, even if it looked really good, just because I'd probably wait till it gets, because I just don't play it. I
Well,
play games like that often enough to want to pay full price for one.
Well, honestly, I honestly expect this to be no single player campaign. It's honestly, I'm expecting Infinity
Battle
War.
Royale.
Yeah, I'm expecting like it'll be Infinite War. You know, they'll call it instead of Blackout, they'll call it they'll just name it the game. They'll name
I think it'll just be Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Oh yeah, Modern Warfare 4. Yeah, you could just do that.
Yeah.
I mean, they wouldn't even have to. I mean, they never had something.
Or you can just move, or you can move Blackout to that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of have a feeling that Activision is just going to take what Treyarch did, because Treyarch is kind of like the innovators of it. Infinity Ward, then kind of what it has been. What I'm seeing in most recent years is that Treyarch is the team that kind of tests out and makes new stuff and kind of sees what people like, and then Infinity Ward is the one that just goes, all right, we're going to do this. And I'm not saying, I don't know. It just seems like that's what Activision, the publisher, corporate, higher-ups, that's what, they're doing. That's what I see, that kind of stuff. But I don't know. That's that. I would just wait and see what they offer, what's in it, that kind of thing. But let's move on. Next topic is that Days Gone is getting free DLC along with a new difficulty mode coming in June. From the PlayStation blog, Days Gone game director Jeff Ross revealed that in June, Bend Studios' newest game, Days Gone, will be getting free DLC. Quote, a survivor difficulty will be added and it'll challenge players with higher difficulty settings, no fast travel, or survival vision, and an immersive HUD that removes maps and indicators from the gameplay screen. End quote. Also in June will be weekly bike, horde, and combat challenges that offer twists on key gameplay features of Days Gone and will reward players with trophies and bike skins. And I haven't gone into Days Gone yet, but it's either going to be trophies as in like the PSN trophies.
Yeah.
That I've been hunting for, or I really don't hope it's that, but I think it's more like there's going to be trophies in game, like you've done these things, like medallions or something like that, and then you get bike skins for that kind of stuff. We'll definitely be playing Days Gone and be reviewing that, but we got to get through Mortal Kombat first. Both of these games came out like in the same week, so we got to get through one and then the next one. So we're going through Mortal Kombat 11 first. But back to Days Gone, I think this is rad. It's all free. It's part. I believe it's part of an update. If not, you just download it. But yeah, I really do like that. They're kind of like adding more stuff to it. So I mean, yeah, Days Gone looks really good.
I just thought about this too, just like as a side note, like with all the blunders that have been happening lately in the gaming industry, just all around, it's like the smart developers, I think, are just learning and just like, oh, we're gonna add a new difficulty mode because everybody bought Sekiro, and like it's just like I feel like it's a great time to be a developer because when all your peers are making so many big mistakes and you just say like, well, we just know now we're not going to do that, or we are going to do this because that's what the people want. And I just think like, yeah, it's just like a trend. I don't know. I think games coming out next year would be interesting to see like how many of the issues that are now occurring, or like how many of the debacles that may have happened within last year, affect what comes out.
Well, also there have been 3 big updates since the game has come out, because people have gotten review copies and have played the game. I've only been like hearing it through the Twitter sphere. I haven't specifically seen any reviews, but kind of just in talking, whether it's through Facebook or on Twitter, of people who have reviewed it. They have mentioned like the review scores are everywhere. Some people love it where it's like, it's 80s and 90s. Other people are putting it like at 50, 60, 70. It's either mediocre or really good. Mind you, I think having, it's always good to be like, everyone loves it, and bam, you're getting 9s and 10s like God of War and Marvel Spider-Man did last year. But I think it's also good that, it's everywhere. There is no, everyone hates it or whatever. It's it's mediocre, where it's either mediocre because it's too open, it's not as living as I've heard, or they love it where it's just all the story is great, or it looks great and the gameplay's fun, whatever it would be. Now, I honestly think that it comes down to your opinion to play the game yourself. Again, for me personally, I love Order 1886. I love that game.
Well, yeah, and it's just the opinions are subjective anyway.
Mm-hmm. And the Order 1886 is, in my opinion, a fun game. The reason why it didn't get reviewed well is because there were a lot of cinematics, which there are, and it's a bit short, and it came out kind of when the PS4 first came out. It was within the first year of the PS4 being out, so it was really, really pretty, but the story was...
It was just a very linear game.
Yeah, and there was a lot to it that they didn't. There was a lot of opportunities to dig deeper into the lore of the game, but they didn't. And I honestly think I want to see Ready at Dawn make an Order 1886 2.
Why wouldn't you just call it Order 1887?
Whatever. I need a sequel to Order 1886, so that way we can kind of get a fuller story. I think because Order 1886 is such a great first act to a bigger story, and I have mentioned that before. So I think bringing it back to this point is that...
Oh, also I've been playing Dying Light finally. I borrowed it from a buddy of mine.
Oh, nice.
And it's dope.
Nice. Oh, yeah, Dying Light is like Mirror's Edge with zombies.
It's Mirror's Edge and Dead Island.
Oh, well, there you go. But with Days Gone, it honestly comes down to, I think you, like anyone, should definitely go pick up this game and play it, and then give your own opinion yourselves. Again, us at the Brotherhood of Geeks will definitely be reviewing this game also, Days Gone, and letting you know our opinion, our experience, what we feel about it, that kind of stuff. So, you tired?
I'm always tired.
You're always tired. All right, buddy. All right, well then, that is the last piece of news that I have here. So let's go ahead and move on to the PlayStation conversation, which is our main topic. So, this article has been out for a bit, but we want to go ahead and talk about it ourselves. So, PlayStation gave an exclusive to the website Wired.com. And it's pretty much, they have Mark Cerny, who is the architect of the PS4. He is now the architect of the PS5, and they have now officially stated some details that'll be for the PS5 or the next PlayStation, which it should be the PS5.
Everyone's gonna call it the PS5. I feel. I was watching Inside Gaming, and they said that they should call it the PS Panther. Or something, but I feel like PS5 is the easiest, most marketable. It's what everyone's been calling it.
Yep.
I don't. If they want to give it a name, no one's probably going to use it because
it's just
say
the PS5.
Plus, the S and the 5, graphically, would look.
You can do some really cool
logo
stuff.
Exactly. They'd be remiss if they tried to go with something fancy. I feel like, and if you think about it, when's the last time? You know what? I just realized, all modern console, even like 2 generations ago, all use numbers. Whereas earlier on with Sega, they all had different names, and Atari, there was the Atari Jaguar, the Sega Saturn, the Sega Dreamcast, but then it became PlayStation, PlayStation 2, Xbox, Xbox 360, and then now it's just numbers.
Yeah. Well,
I just never thought about it.
That is interesting. I didn't even think about that.
What they used to use specific names, whatever, Magnavox Odyssey or whatever it would be, Game Boy Color.
Nintendo, I think, is the only one who still uses just a name.
Yeah.
The Wii U.
That's true.
Switch.
But that's Nintendo, and that's different.
Oh, I know.
But Nintendo 64.
True.
So they're not escaped.
True, I'll give you that. Yeah, that is very true. So, from the Wired article, and then all the sources will be in the description of the video, but the article states that quote, a true, can't talk today, a true generational shift tends to include a few foundational adjustments. The console's CPU and GPU become more powerful, able to deliver previously unattainable graphical fidelity and visual effects. System memory increases in size and speed, and game files grow to match, necessitating larger downloads or higher capacity physical media like discs. So pretty much what we have is that the next generation console will be ticking off all these boxes, starting with an AMD chip at the heart of the device. The CPU is based on the third generation of AMD's Ryzen line and contains 8 cores of the company's new 7
nanometer.
Thank you. Nanometer Zen 2 microarchitecture. The GPU is a custom variant of Radeon's Navi family. Will support ray tracing, a technique that models the travel of light to stimulate complex interactions in 3D environments. While ray tracing is a staple of Hollywood visual effects and is beginning to worm its way into high-end processors, and NVIDIA's recently announced RTX line, no game console has managed to do it yet. Ray tracing's immediate benefits are largely visual because it mimics the way light bounces from object to object in a scene. Reflective surfaces and refractions through glass or liquid can be rendered much more accurately, even in real time, leading to heightened realism. According to Cerny, the applications go beyond graphic implications. Quote, if you wanted to run tests to see if the player can hear certain audio sources or if the enemies can hear the player's footsteps, ray tracing is useful for that. It's all the same thing as taking a ray through the environment. So really, they're definitely like upping the graphics, upping that. Along with the new GPU and CPU, the ability to deliver unprecedented visual and audio effects in the game, and maybe a PSVR sequel at some points, will be there. So they're also letting him know that they're also saying that the current PSVR will be usable on the PS5, and there may be a new model of the PS5 also.
Well, they'd be fools not to make everything backwards compatible.
So I was actually about to get into that. They have stated that because the architecture is going to be very similar to the PS4, it will be backwards compatible to PS4 games. They've also stated that the load time.
They use a solid state drive now, much faster.
Yep. Along with they used an example for loading times. They put in Marvel Spider-Man with a loading when they were doing the load times. It took 15 seconds on a PS4, but on the PS5 it took 0.8 seconds. So not even a second. It was just up and gone. Boom, there. Which is why they're using the solid state drive. And then it will. They're looking to support 8K graphics, even though commercially that's not out yet. Making it more realistic and stuff. But I think what they're doing is that they don't want a PS4 Pro thing to happen again. They don't. Right. They want to be able to go like you buy
basically future-proofing.
Exactly.
Yeah. Which is smart.
Which is smart, definitely. And I believe...
it'd be interesting to know if they actually release it once 8K becomes a thing, if that's how long it'll take.
Yeah.
Because if I were them, that's what I would do, because then you immediately have the use of that, because the people who can afford an 8K television will immediately get one.
Or, well, I don't know. I mean, mind you, they have stated that this is not coming out in 2019.
Oh, yeah.
It's not coming out this year.
Absolutely not. I wouldn't expect it.
No.
I wouldn't even want it to, because I know it wouldn't be as good as it could be.
No, but I can see this being 2020. I think this is PlayStation getting ahead of the game, because we know that at Microsoft's last E3 press conference, at the end of their press conference, they did a tiny little trailer called that talked about Project Scarlet. And they said this is the next iteration of the Xbox, the next to be added to the Xbox family. I think this is...
Because the X is currently the most powerful console outside of a PC.
But, mind you, the Pro and the X are very much geared towards, like, the hardest of the hardcore. Those aren't... Those systems are not... They're made for people who want that highest quality graphics,
right.
Whether they're a hardcore gamer or casual. If graphics is the main point why you play video games, then that's why it's there. But a lot of the reason, why people buy consoles. What's the cheapest? What's the lowest price that you can get for getting a system?
Right.
That's why PlayStation took a massive lead and has kept the lead and is winning the console generation, the console war of right now, is because the Xbox were also with their poor presentation, both E3 press conferences and stuff like that. It comes out at $500, where the PS4 is $400. And I think that's where they're going to want to have the PS5. They got to keep it within that $400 range. I think, like, if you put it right there, because no one's going to spend $500. No one. And having it backwards compatible.
Or no, people will, but it's not going to be. They're going to be shrinking their market by a huge market.
But then it's going to be like the PS3. The PS3 was $600, mind you. That's even more ridiculous. The people who love PlayStation, like me, I'll spend that money. I don't care. But I'm talking about people who like buy the systems only to play the annual sport game of their choice, and then the Call of Duty, Battlefield, Battle Royale, whatever game of that time. And then a few games here and there. Like that's what you have to do. That's how PlayStation was. The PS4 was able to get such a stronghold over the market because they were like games. Games. You a gamer? Buy this system. That's what they were doing. Where Xbox was like, all in one. It can play TV. It can use a cable. You can watch sports. Sports. Games. Sports. TV. Their message was wrong. And I think that's why now, if you look at Xbox's services, like that's what Xbox is doing a really good job on, is their services, like the Game Pass and the accessibility controller, like we've talked about before. Like those are really good things that would make you want to get an Xbox. Why would I want to buy a $60 game when it first comes out when if there's an exclusive coming to, if I love Forza or Crackdown 3 or Sea of Thieves or Sunset Overdrive or whatever, Halo, that kind of thing. Why not I just get the Game Pass? I can spend $10, and then if I really like it, I can either buy it flat out, or I just play the game until completion off the Game Pass, and then can move on. That's really smart. And I know that PlayStation's tried to do that with the PlayStation Now, but the pricing has been wrong, and it's just the pricing has been really bad for that. That's why I don't have PlayStation Now myself, and I don't know. I just
like buy games. Hard copy.
No, I agree too.
Unless I get the free ones per month, whatever they are.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I just always buy a hard copy because it's like I just know what I want and what I don't.
No, I definitely agree. But it being backwards compatible to the PS4 is definitely needed. And
so no one would buy it if it wasn't, or barely, barely anybody would, because you haven't you could keep your old system, but it's like.
You make more of an incentive to buy
trade in an old system and then swap all your info to your new one. It's no doubt going to have. I would have to have like a 2 terabyte standard. I think at least.
Oh no, I think it's going to be 1. I think it's going to be 1 terabyte standard.
I feel like they're going to make at least. Well, dude, I think they'll make a 2 because
Xbox
has a 2.
There'll be a 2, but I don't know if at launch. If it comes out at launch, that would be great.
16 terabytes.
We're probably going to hit that somehow, some way.
Yeah.
But with hearing all this from, the Wired and hearing this from PlayStation, this makes me really excited for it. I love hearing about how fast the loading times are, and how they're really upping the graphics with the.
Well, I would hope so. I mean, if it's going to be a new system, everything has to be better.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like the
and noticeably better.
Oh yeah,
that's the thing. That's the real. That's because fundamentally you could make a better system, but if it isn't insanely noticeable, people are basically just gonna either revert or not get it in the first place because they say, well, it's not worth getting because it's not you're not gonna see or hear the difference.
The thing is that graphics can only do so much.
Well, that's
We're not at a we're not at a point. We're now at a point where graphically you cannot move any further. Where from even the PS3 to the PS4, that was still a bit of a jump. looking back at,
Oh, yeah.
at that. But now, going from like
It'll no doubt be better, but yeah, it's like even because PCs, it's like it can only get so good. Like you can only make something look so realistic, and it's like I don't know. I mean, maybe like I don't know if we'll ever achieve the like where it looks like you can't distinguish, because I can always tell.
Yeah.
And a good example is in movies when they use like CGI to make something look as realistic as possible. Like you can still kind of tell that it's not.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, not to say that I say definitely keep striving. 8K, whatever you got to try to make it look even better. But it's like, yeah, like at least until we discover something new, like there's not really, you can't go too much farther beyond where we are. Because how much more real can you make something that isn't real look?
And really, when you make a new, I think it's now about what new services you can bring to this new system.
Right.
Like the backwards compatibility, like the load times, and honestly, we've done.
If it plays PS2 games, I will buy it immediately.
Oh, I understand that, but I don't think so. Like,
I know, but
we've all.
But wouldn't that be amazing?
I agree, but like the thing is that like
they should just re-release a small, fast, like square PS2 player, like as a bonus. Like maybe it's like how with 360 you used to be able to buy like an HD DVD player that you could plug into it to play HD DVD when that was relevant.
Oh jeez.
Well, I mean they were good. It's just Blu-ray went out.
Oh yeah.
But maybe something like at the very least, like maybe something like that you can like plug into your PlayStation 5 if they're not going to build it in. As a separate accessory that you could play PS2 games. I'm just saying that would be cool.
I definitely do.
Like it would just have like built-in emulation software, so you just put you play with a PlayStation 5 controller, but it would just be a separate device that you put the disc in that plugs into the system.
I could see that. It would be an accessory.
Or they could just build it in, and that'd be the best.
Of course, but we also got to talk about cost efficiency.
Oh, of course.
That is. Honestly, I definitely do agree with Spectre on this. Me and Spectre have talked about this multiple times, but like Spectre is very much of the proponent of what is the cheapest, like what is the price point. Price point will always win out, and that has been proven. So if they add a PS2 and PS1 emulator, that brings the cost up. You have to lose something in order to do that, and I don't think that would be the smartest idea. I mean, making it backwards compatible to the PS4 is the smartest way to do it, because making it the same architecture as the PS4, because the PS4 is among the top 10 highest selling consoles
and it has
of
so
all
many
time.
Games out already.
Exactly.
It's still being designed for, and it probably still will be, even when the PS5 releases.
Yeah, so I mean, like, and then you have that like slow generational shift from
because then it's almost gonna be like Sony's almost. I feel like they might end up competing with themselves almost, and it'll probably only help them. But like, because there's no way they're gonna stop production of PS4 games when the PS5 comes out. Because people who have PS4s are still going to buy... And that's why they're making it backwards compatible. Because if they did that, they'd be losing out money. Because then you'd have to buy a PS5 to play a new game.
But mind you, you also... Like, again, this is also a company. I think what it's going to be about, just like we saw from PS3 to PS4. It's going to be a slow generational shift that's going to be moved from the PS4 to the PS5. I think all the first party developers. So I think like Santa Monica, whatever the next God of War game that they're developing is going to be PS5.
So it's like Death Stranding.
Death Stranding, I think is going. Like I honestly think Death Stranding is going to be a launch exclusive.
Yeah,
and it's going to be
or a bundle.
Yeah,
I would. Yeah, I could see a bundle.
And I would honestly I don't know what you should do. No, but what I'm saying is like I don't know what you should do with that. Should you make it only PS5 so that way it entices people to get the PS5?
That's what I was saying. That's what I'm saying. Like they're going to end up competing with themselves because when they come out, if they come out with PS5 exclusive titles, it would incentivize people to want to get a PS5 over the PS4, and especially with having the backwards compatibility to try to like seamlessly make a transition. However, I guarantee that they're still going to be producing PS4 games at a higher frequency, at least for the first year.
Oh, yeah.
Because people aren't just going to, for a few games, aren't going to just buy a new system. It's the same reason I don't own a VR. Like, there's a lot of games for it now, but it's like, if you're gonna buy an entire new like for hundreds of dollars, you want like an adequate library of games. And granted, you'll have those PS4 games, and those will be releasing, which you can still play.
Mm-hmm.
And then the PS5 exclusive is just that's gonna be the extra incentive to get people to say like, I want to buy a PS5 because these are like the next gen games. Like, not to say good stuff wouldn't still be coming out for PS4, but like that's gonna be like, well, it's the PS5, like Death Stranding, shit that Cyberpunk or Ghost of Tsushima.
I mean, I think
I wonder if they'll make because if you think now that I think about it, because PS4 games may be backwards compatible, but I wonder, because it's so easy to cash in on, and they've already been doing it, is if they're going to remaster PS4 games for PS5 and then re-release them in the meantime. Because you could still, people would buy it. If there's a distinct enough difference between the performance.
But I think, I definitely agree. I can see, but I think that would be like kind of in like middle of its life. But
I'm not saying right away.
I don't know if I would see that, because like, the reason why we're seeing remasters of exclusives like Shadow of Colossus,
well, those are on old systems. But
again, it's from the
right.
There's a version on the PS3 and then it's been moved to there. The only game that I can really think of, Last of Us and Uncharted, were the only honestly, I think the only two. I can't really think of it, because Spyro and Crash were on the PS1. And those were completely redone. Those are almost like remakes.
They are remakes.
Well, yeah, but they're honestly, I can see it from the third parties. They're like. I'm
just curious. You know what I'm saying, though?
Yeah.
Because if it's that big of a difference, and that's gonna be like their, for the near future end all be all system. Because how long has the PS4 been out? Years.
About, I believe, 5 to 6 years.
Right. And that's an eternity in technology.
Mm-hmm.
So the PS5 is going to basically probably be for the next, 5 to 6 years.
Yeah, that's a normal console generation. The last generation, the PS3 and 360, was an outlier because of the recession that we went into during that time.
Mm-hmm.
That was why it was more like 7 to 8 years instead of the 5 to 6.
Right.
So I honestly think that, with this article coming out now, this is more of PlayStation getting ahead of, kind of being the talk amongst the
stirring
town
the
right
pot.
now. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just basically making a spark out there so that it eventually.
So that way they're being talked about more again.
Right. They're putting themselves in the public, basically saying something at all about it officially, whether or not a date is given, is going to it's going to get people excited, be like, well, it's going to be relatively soon, or they wouldn't have even mentioned it after all this time.
Same thing and that was the kind of the leaving points from Xbox at E3 last year. That was the whole Project Scarlet. What is this system? What is it going to be? What's going to be in it? And people were speculating it for months. Excuse me. For months about what that system was going to be, and now you kind of have this being out there. So now we can kind of now go, okay, the next generation is now starting. Mm-hmm. We are now in the beginnings of
the next 8th generation.
I believe so. I don't know.
Because I think are we in the 7th or the 8th? It's the 7th or the 8th. Right now.
Yeah, but we're in the beginnings, the dawning of the next generation of PlayStation.
And then the Stadia is going to take over.
I don't know, man.
I'm totally joking. I don't think so.
I mean, great.
I would never buy it. I would never trust something where I don't games as a service is almost essentially illegal in if it's abused, which it easily can be. And a console that's solely based off of games that are streamed. Don't trust it. I don't trust it. Because there's no way. There's no way that you, as the consumer, because essentially, and I was actually watching something about this earlier, buying a game, it's basically games are goods that are treated as services.
Yep.
But then the rules of both are being ignored in some cases.
Yeah.
And so when you buy a game, you can't make copies and distribute that. And that's in the end user license agreement. However, the way it's basically you own you own your copy. Like you essentially have a permanent license on that piece of software for yourself. So you technically own it as a good with a permanent license.
Mm-hmm.
And so if there's just nothing but a stream, and that's the only, like, you're not even really downloading anything, like, you don't own any of it. Like, that's borderline illegal. You're basically promising a game to someone. It's like saying, like, you could make a game, and then at any point, even if you explicitly state it, doesn't make it, good, that you could just delete it or shut down support for it at any time, which basically means you're stealing because someone purchased something they can no longer use from you.
I mean, look, for that, and I think that's like the Game Pass. The Game Pass here is like a streaming service for Xbox, but it's not. Because that whole thing, that's for me. I don't like the Stadia because of, and I would definitely concede that as being like the next generation. But the problem is that internet in the U.S. is bad in general.
Yeah, if I lived in Denmark or something where it's nuts, and it's a utility where it's like you always have good bandwidth.
Like you have to, but like in the U.S. it's not. You need internet. We're at a point where in modern society you can't go without the internet. You just can't. You need it even to apply for jobs for whatever that would be. Regardless, coming back to the Stadia, it's streaming your games. So you always have to be connected to the internet. If you get booted out or if you have bad connection or whatever, you can't play. Where I like what Xbox has done with the Game Pass, where it's like a Netflix style, Hulu style kind of service, but you download the game to your system. Mm-hmm. So once it's finished downloading, you could go offline if you wanted to, and you get access to that game.
Right. That's essentially what matters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you can do that, on with PlayStation.
PlayStation does the same thing.
It's downloaded to your library. As long as your Plus account is active, you don't have to be online, and you can still play.
Yep, and PlayStation now has added that to their service now too.
What?
That you can download the game to your system.
Oh yeah.
They updated that, so now in PlayStation Now, in that service, their streaming service, you can download the game to your system and then you can play it. So that's a good feature. But to close this all off, hearing all of these, the specs and tech and
I'm excited for it. I had no doubt it was going to be once it finally comes out that it will be something. I mean, Sony doesn't screw around with their technology other than the PS3, and they learned. And the PS4 is proof because it's winning the console war right now. So obviously they learned from their mistake, and they know they know what they're doing.
I definitely do say so, but it's also I really hope that the higher ups at Sony are really like. I don't want them to get full of themselves, because then if they do, it's going to be a PS3. It's going to be Sony PS3 all over again. Mm-hmm. We don't want that. No, PlayStation fans don't want that. Gamers don't want that. Like, stay focused. Like, keep doing what you're doing. Focus on the gamers. That's your bread and butter. That's what you got to do. And then, and I think this is more backwards compatible to the PS4. The ability to do 8K for people who love graphics, higher load times with the solid-state drive, and then the normal stuff, higher GPU, higher CPU, the best, the most current yet best GPU, CPU on the market today. And really, it kind of matches up with when we were predicting the PS5 ourselves on Dualshock'd. We did a past episode where we predicted what we would have wanted out of the PS5, predicting it as in what they would actually do, and then what we would personally want. And it's honestly matching up exactly, for the most part.
Did they show what it looked like yet?
No.
Yeah, I'm still curious because you remember.
That's right.
I had that mandala effect thing, and I'm telling you, if it looks like. Because you remember how I described it.
Explain it again if they had... All
right, essentially, I was on Facebook at some point in the past, and I swear that I saw a PS5 commercial off of Sony's PlayStation account, and I don't know why, but I was compelled to... I just wasn't compelled enough to share it, and then I immediately was like, no, that's a dumb idea, I should share that. So I went to go back and try to find it, and I couldn't find it. And it was literally like showing the PS5, like as far as what I remember of it. So I feel like it's like a parallel universe
I get you, yeah.
thing. So it was like rounded. Okay, so kind of almost like a rounder PS4.
So was it
with
more
flat sides?
Okay, so
almost like a PS3.
Okay, so
but bigger and even rounder.
Okay.
It doesn't taper off as much. It rounds around.
Okay.
All of the buttons, there was no physical button.
Okay.
It was, or at least not that I could see.
On the box.
On
the box.
On the system.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah. So like all the buttons were digital.
Okay.
Like they were just built behind like the.
It's a touchpad.
A touchpad.
Yeah. Okay.
And it was in a line, and there was obviously a disc tray, and it was very shiny.
Okay.
Like I don't know if they'll make one or more kinds. I'm sure they will, but like it was solidly shiny, and that's what I remember.
So it was still in the shape of a box, but instead of kind of.
So basically, it was like, and it's foggy because it was a long time ago. But basically, it was about this big.
Okay.
And it comes over and it round. It's flat on the back. Flat on the sides. Or at least rounded corners.
Yeah.
And it rounds around like half of a cylinder. And then
I get you. Okay.
On the upper top, you had a string of touch-activated buttons.
So as you said, similar to like the Fat Boy PS3.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now. Okay.
So we'll see.
That's very interesting. Again, I guess we'll have to see what they show off. But honestly, we're not going to see the physical like showing of. I think
sure.
It's
about to come out.
Exactly. Sure. What they did for the PS4 to announce it was such a smart move. They went, here's the controller, here's all the specs. Here's some of the games, and then they went at E3 and then they just went
because that aesthetic like that's a huge part of a system is how it looks. It's aesthetic like that's like I love the PS4.
Oh yeah,
and the PS2 as well.
That's why people make the joke about the original Xbox One where it looks like a VCR. Yeah. And mind you, who cares? But like me, I don't care. I don't care about that. But I did like the straight, sharp, jagged looks of like the PS4 and that. And it's
very angular and where I get as opposed to like Xbox, which is much more like straight rigid,
square,
which isn't
box.
Bad. You can't say like, oh, this shape is better than this shape. But it's like I don't know. There's a lot. I think PS4. I mean, the PlayStation as a graphic designer, the PlayStation logo is my favorite logo.
Oh, I agree.
And their design aesthetic, having like the shit, like on the bottom, the rubber stoppers are literally the like X's,
X
O,
square,
just
triangle,
even
circle.
on the inside of the system, there's stuff. If you were to open it up, and it's just that. I mean, Xbox does have some of that too.
Yeah.
Like they have like a Master Chief riding a scorpion on one of their inner circuit boards.
That's great.
Because it was Project Scorpion.
Yeah.
Right. And you'd never see it unless you literally busted open the system. But it's still just like little touches like that PS4 does that we can see right away. I just think, they're more focused on aesthetics, I think, than Xbox is, which isn't a bad or good. It's just the PlayStation and the Sony look it's distinguishably different. And even when I was younger, before I even got my first PS4, when I was debating on which one to get, I always associated Sony with like higher end graphics and better games than Xbox. Xbox had Forza, Halo, Gears of War. That was really the only big things that I cared about. I mean, I don't even play Forza, but like those were the things. Yeah. Whereas like PlayStation's like you want better graphics, you get a PlayStation. Like that it was just like that's like in the consciousness of the time. I feel like especially even now. Like, I mean, the X is definitely better than the PS4 Pro as far as its
when it comes
ability.
To its tech.
But, like, that's going to change.
Yeah, and, I mean, again, who knows?
It's because the Pro was rushed.
No, yeah, and, like, I definitely do agree. And, I mean, we'll see what Project Scarlet, I think when
I'm sure it'll be great.
I mean, and I think it'll be very, I think we're going to have to hear about what Scarlet offers, along with kind of even more details on the PS5. I think that's what's really going to be like, all right, what's outside of how much is the system?
And the Switch U.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, but guys, please please let us know what you guys think. If you agree with us or what you guys are excited for the PS5 or anything like that. But yeah, I don't have anything else to add.
I think that's about all.
Awesome. Well, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. It's youtube.com/Brotherhood of Geeks. Press the like button and press the bell icon. That way, whenever we put up a video, you know we put up a video. You can also follow us on Facebook, which is facebook.com/The Brotherhood of Geeks. And then you can also follow us on Twitter at Dualshock'd BOG. That's the name of our PlayStation podcast, Dualshock'd BOG. And then you can also follow us on Twitch whenever we stream, which is twitch.tv/Brotherhood of Geeks. Any last words from you, Guru Blaz?
Yeah, I definitely, again, recommend those of you who haven't played it to try One Finger Death Punch too.
One Finger Death Punch?
Yeah, well, either one. The second one's better.
Okay.
But it's like under $10.
Ooh, funsies.
Even when it's not on sale.
Okay.
And it's solid, it's simple, but it's really good time. And there's also a free mobile version of it.
Oh. Okay.
Of the first one. But the second one is phenomenal. And stay hydrated.
There you go. Awesome. Well, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm Brett J. Rasmussen.
I'm Guru Blaz.
And as always, live to play, play together. We'll see you guys next time.